okay? White belts, what kind of leg locks can they do? Straight Achilles lock, that's it, okay? Now we show you guys some knee bars, we show you some other stuff so that you can be aware of what they are and start to learn, so that when you're a blue belt, the first time you see it, it is in the first, in competition or something like that. But you need to make sure that if you're a white belt rolling with another white belt and you want to work knee bars, you better clear it with them first. They better have been through the knee bar class, know how to defend and know to tap early and tap off, and then train another day type thing. Does that make sense? But Achilles are on, okay? Achilles locks are on. They go on pretty quick. Don't have an attitude about it. You can put a lot of pressure on the knee and the ankle with these things. So, anybody ever been too stubborn with an Achilles lock? How'd that work out for you?
Good.
Not good.
Didn't walk.
Didn't walk for a while. Okay, so don't be stubborn with this stuff. You don't want to rupture the Achilles. Okay, if it's on, tap, move on, learn to defend it a little bit better next time. Does that make sense? All right. So let's start with the mechanics of the Achilles lock here. I'm going to go over grips first, all right? But I want to talk about we're going to talk about leg position and grips, all right? Right now, this is just a basic, I call this legs akimbo, right? Where it's kind of like the over-under of the leg attacks, right? He's got my left leg, I got his left leg, we both got the same thing here. This is kind of our, going back to neutral is our most basic position for leg locks, check? So we're going to be working from here. I'm going to cover a whole bunch of different leg positions, but we're going to go over the grips first. Check? All right, so my first grip is going to be my karate chop grip. All right? Now, I want to make sure that this bone right here in the crook of my wrist is along his Achilles, right above his heel. Okay? If I can slide back, I slide back until I can feel that catch, and I'm right there. I got the crook on his heel. All right? I'm doing three things. Doing three things. All right? I'm gripping my hand. I'm gripping the meaty portion. Right? I'm pulling up with that. I'm putting my elbow back. Okay? Elbow back, and I'm using my lat to put the pressure. Okay? Right now we're going nice and easy. He's tapping to let me know the pressure's on. Right? You guys are going to be feeling this by the time you're done today, probably. All right? So, notch to notch on the Achilles. If I'm too high, I'm not going to make the pressure. I'm not going to put enough pressure on his calf, especially meaty legs like this. Right? I need this down, so I slide it down. Right? Karate chop, notch to notch. Grip the bottom of my hand, right? What do I do with my elbow? Elbow back, lats back, and I use my body to put the pressure on this. I'm getting this, and I don't even have feet on the hips or anything like that. Check? All right, so let's start with a karate chop. Let's bust out, do it a couple times, and we'll come right back. It's going to be stronger than cranking my own hand and making an ankle. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and Kimura grip not wrap around, just kind of like this, thumb on top.
Yeah, this doesn't help anything. This doesn't give you anything. It's just boom, here. The thumb helps with the pull. It's not, the thumb doesn't help being on top there. And you're underneath and you're covered, so it's going to be, if you did try to peel your thumb, he's not really going to be able to with it here. This is always a stronger grip. Any other questions? Okay, good questions, comments. I like it. So, is this a good foot to work on here?
Yes, sir. My stuff's good.
All right, so a common grip that people do a lot is this figure four. Okay, this hand comes here, they put this on top of the shin, and they bring this here. Okay, what I'm going to tell you is that this elbow back, and this lat back is super important for getting this, because look at how much further I'm going. I get it, but I have to go further. It's easier for him to fight. What's the number one reason why? Pressure is a function of surface area. This on his Achilles versus this. Also, what happens when I go to do this, what happens to the placement? It goes further up his leg. It's only 2 inches, but it makes a big difference. Okay? So this isn't wrong, but it's not the most efficient. What I'm going to focus on with you for all 3 of these classes and our system that we do here is the most efficient. Okay? There's a V grip where I bring my elbow down and I'm here and I push my arm across. It's not efficient, okay? It's not high percentage, okay? This isn't high percentage against somebody that trains and knows what they're doing. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a variation of the figure 4. Instead of doing this, I'm going to take this hand here and I'm going to bring this notch under. It's a reverse figure 4, okay? I go notch to notch and I grab my bicep. Now I've got a figure 4. I've got my elbow back, my lat, and that cutting edge of my thing is up here. And then it goes on a lot faster. Okay? This. Okay? Look, if I find myself gripped up too high and I can't get down and I'm worried about it, I sneak this one under, find that notch. I'm still keeping this tight with my elbow. Now the elbow stays tight. I grab, I pummel, and it's on quick. Elbows back, lats back, and it's that cutting edge of my wrist, notch to notch, doing the dirty work. Check? So this is fine for control or a new guy, but we don't train to fight new guys. Check? So if I get this and I'm controlled here, right, and I'm having trouble, now I just come here, boom. It's on much faster with the reverse figure 4. So let's get kind of get the feel for this and understand what I'm talking about. But really, I just only want to see this to get control and then transition to here. Somebody's a ruthless assassin that wants to injure people. So how would they be injured by this? Okay? Look, this is a pain compliance until it's not, because you can actually rupture an Achilles tendon like this. Okay? The other part is that I'm creating a fulcrum here, and as I lay back, that extends the foot. And the further I lay back, see what's happening to his foot here? That's where we get into tearing and ripping and all that kind of stuff. So if I came here, and we'll go over getting on our side, right? Because if I'm here, I'm going to answer this early. If I'm here and I'm going to loosen this up so I don't get right on it. If I sit back, actually let's do it with this. If I sit back and I get to here and his foot's flat on the ground, now I got nowhere else to go. One of the leg positions that we're going to talk about is up on our side, because now I can go so much further. I increase my range of motion. So we generally don't, there's one position that we talk about being flat on our back, but generally we want to be on our side so we can extend. So the damage to the foot comes from us sitting back, stretching it out with our lat, keeping it in tight with our elbow. That's why that elbow and the lat are so important. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, it just feels like it would be more difficult to break the foot with this grip.
It's the same function. With this one, it's the same thing, right? It's my lat, it's this elbow and my lat stretching this out, and this is still the fulcrum. So I'm just trading this fulcrum for this fulcrum, and I actually get a little more pressure from my arm. So play with it, see what you think. So, like I said, I'm only showing you high percentage stuff right here, okay? Kind of my top 4. There's other funky things, but this is all stuff you can get into, you can utilize, and it'll work from a number of positions. A lot of times, one of the things that people will do, whether it's gi or no gi, is I start to get this trapped, and he's going to what? Grab this arm so that I can't, you know, he feels like if he's 2-on-1 on this arm, and I can't lock this up, then he'll be okay, right? So I can do this with the gi. I can grab my gi, okay? Without the gi, I keep everything still in place, but if you'll notice, this wrist is on my hip, okay? I rest that wrist right on my hip. So now when I get in position, okay, and I'm locked and I'm trapping, now I use my hips to push up, and I still get the tap. So he's holding on to my arm, so I can't lock it up, right? So I use my hips
to get the tap because I can't pull up. Okay, with the gi, I can also grab my gi. He's holding on to my gi, pulling, right? Same thing, boom, boom, right? Hips up, I get it. But I like, even with the gi, I'll just leave this right on my hip, right? My wrist is right on my hip bone, okay? I've indexed right onto his Achilles. Now as I go hip in, I get this. Check. He has your arm, he's like, no, you cannot get this, you cannot get this, but then, okay? This one takes a little bit of finesse. You gotta feel where it's at. It's not a beginner level move, but it's super high percentage once you get it. Probably a half to 2/3 of the time I finish a leg lock, it's with this single, or a straight Achilles, it's with this single, because they're grabbing my gi, they're grabbing my hand, and they're feeling like, okay, I got this. And they're trying to keep me from sitting back, and I'm not trying to sit back. I'm putting my hips into it with that wrist right on my hips. So my hips replace this hand. Cool? Let's give it a try. This is just my basic, okay? This is my reverse, okay? If he gets to where he's reversed on me, if this leg's over here, okay? If I start attacking, a lot of times he'll hide it. Okay, I can do this from a 50-50 too, but let's just start from here. Okay? If I start attacking this, it's very common for him to hide it under his leg. Now we can get this from a lot of different positions, but this is just the first, I'm just kind of showing this as a it's still an Achilles lock, all right? It's a leg lace. I'm going to come under this foot, okay, and I'm going to grab. Now I've got two things happening. I've got this wrist attacking his Achilles here, and depending on the angle, his shin could be going into here. So I can get a double 2 for 1. Plus, this foot's here, my elbow's back, I'm leaning back, so I'm extending this foot as well. So it's everything that I had here, okay? It's everything I had here, but I wouldn't attack the outside foot, right? This is the outside foot, I wouldn't attack it normally, okay? But if he brings his leg over, then everything's on this side. Now I can start to attack. I'm going to show other positions that we get into this leg lace, but this is probably just the easiest. He brings his leg across, I start to attack, he hides it, okay? I get this leg here, okay? Elbows in tight. So now look, I've got that just off of this. Once I grip this up, and I'm driving up into here, and his shin into the other. So I get a 2 for 1 special here. And there's a great open guard entry into this as well. Okay? If you're having trouble getting stuff, we'll talk about this too. Just control the knee, pull the knee, choke up. Any questions about getting into that position? Just right where we were working from. Basic legs akimbo. He brings the leg across. Okay? From this cross position, I start to attack. This is still the inside leg, right? When I say inside leg, it's inside because it's between my two legs. This is the outside leg because it's outside of my two legs. So I start to, common sense is not a common virtue. All right, so I start to attack this, and he decides he kicks this off, right? He hides it. Beautiful. That's just what I want. Okay? Do it. All right, so here's some details. Remember, I'm attacking this foot, he kicks it off. Generally, this happens all the time. He kicks it off, he hides it. Okay? So now look, my first attack is our Achilles attack right here. Okay? If I've got everything lined up, I'm on it. It's good. Okay? Now, if he's a little bit higher up, okay? If this is locked a little bit higher up, now I'm not going to be able to get in the position to do that. Okay, so now I either drag this back to where I can get it, okay, switch my grip. I don't, there's not, karate grip, 10-finger grip, gable grip, but I'm putting that there. Or, if I can't get enough pressure like that, I shoot this deeper and come here. Now, it's his shin, now the attack isn't here, the attack is his own shin to his own leg here. So he can feel the different attack. So look guys, there's going to be times where This is right. This is right. It's just the focus is going to be on a different part. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
You know how it is. There's a million and one details. Once you start playing with this, you'll find stuff that works for you and stuff that doesn't. But all of these 4 grips are all very high percentage. And you'll see people get them, and there's stuff that I use all the time against brown belt, black belt, you name it, whatever. Okay, this is the stuff that's consistent. Yes, ma'am?
So this one's on the bottom ankle, this one's on the top ankle.
No, it's just a matter of if I can get my wrist on that Achilles, on that bottom Achilles, and the attack's there. It doesn't matter what grip I'm using.
So that's on the bottom ankle.
That's on the bottom ankle. If I come here and my arm is deeper, now there's more area. I'm spreading that out. Now the attack isn't here. Now I'm pulling his shin up into this other leg. So now the attack is on the other Achilles.
And both you want them farther back down the leg.
The further down, the closer to the Achilles, the better. But don't get me wrong. Here, scooch up. Read. Okay, if you get somebody that's like skinny and flexible and tall and whatever, okay, he can triangle his legs. He can be all the way to here. Okay, that don't bother me none. Okay, we can still get this because now we're getting into kind of a calf slicer. Okay, it's not the end of the world, but if I can pull this down, now it's going to go on. See how much faster it went on? I got to kind of hoss it if it's up here, but if I get these closer down here, now it's much better. So I can always pull it down as well. Good to go? Any other questions on the leg lays? All right, let's move on to the leg. So we started off with our basic straight leg, legs akimbo, straight position, right? If I bring this leg across, that's diagonal from me, okay? My leg is diagonal. If he brings his across, we're both diagonal, and what's that? 50-50. So you can think about it as a separate position with this leg over here. That's fine. Or you can think about it, as just halfway to the 50-50. All right? He's got advantages here. I have some advantages here. Okay? I can block him from coming up more efficiently, but he's got a little more. He can get out of there a little bit easier in defense. We're going to go to our basic leg lock. Okay, our basic Achilles lock here. Okay, good hand position, basic karate chop. All right, if he is defending, all right, if he's defending, then one of the things that makes this super effective, okay, I'll have guys fight their way through this all day long. All right, with my feet here, foot on the hip, whatever. If you want to make this about, I don't know, about 93% more effective, you put this foot here and you stretch him out. This is an old sambo trick. Okay? Foot in the crook of the knee, push. Now how's he get out of here? Okay? I can be on my side. We can be over here. Okay? This stretches him out and puts him in a bad position. Okay? And now I'm pushing against this. That gets me all the way to the end of this. With everything tight, it goes on very quickly. I can do it with one hand. I can do the reverse. All of that stays the same. Okay? This is super effective. All right? Call that foot on top. All right? So just go to the basic karate grip, reverse figure 4, single hand, and try it with this, right? We're here, he's defending, he's sitting up, he's going to be trying to get stuff, right? He can pull my hands apart. I take this here, I put it inside the knee. I push it out. If he's not flexible, that really sucks for him. And if he is flexible, it's okay. It's hard for him to clear that. Unless you've got super short legs and he's got freakishly long legs. Good to go? Let's give it a try. Leg push. He'll try to throw this leg over and escape. Okay? So he throws this leg over and tries to escape. Look, it works here too. Okay? So when you get further along and people start working their escapes and spinning, it works there as well. He can be in pretty much any orientation. And as long as you can put the foot in the back of the thigh there and the knee and push, he's gonna get spread out. Let's give it a try. Just try the basic. I can start to get a good angle here. I don't have to have an angle. There's a bunch of different ways I can get this angle. But as soon as I get this knee bent, normally I'm gonna pull. Normally when we talk about, let's talk about attack theory, right? So if I'm gonna attack his knee, what do I need to control? Yeah, the joints on either side of it. If I'm gonna attack his ankle, I need to control his knee and his phalanges, his toes, right? If I'm going to attack his elbow, I need to control the wrist and the shoulder. If I'm going to attack his shoulder, I got to control at least the elbow and have the rest of the arm's nice because it's a good lever, but that elbow is critical. I can have bomber control of his wrist, but I ain't going to be able to attack crap on his shoulder, right? So I'm always, when I'm here in any of these positions, any of these leg positions or anything, generally I'm holding on to this knee and controlling the knee until I make my move here. Does that make sense? As we get this knee bent, all right, and I want you guys to start this from this knee push, okay? This is going to give us the angle. Now, what's going to happen is I'm going to change my angle here, okay? And I'm going to bring this foot over, all right? I want to get both feet down to the ground, all right? I'm going to switch sides. So you guys see from this side, right? I'm not going to stay up facing him. I've got to get to my side. And the more butt to butt I get, the better. So I take this here, I throw this over, and look, I'm getting butt to butt here, right? I'm trying to put my butt to his butt. I step this down, and then I hide it. All right? And we'll switch. I'll show you on the other side here. Okay? So we're here, regular. I'm pulling this here. This is nice just for making space for this. It's not required. Sometimes it'll be there, sometimes it's not. That's why I showed the leg push before I show the reaper. And I call this the reaper because why? We're reaping the knee. And once you get it, this is a really tough position to get out of unless you're freakishly flexible. Okay? Controlling the knee. I scoot my hips out. I'm trying to get my butt as close to his butt as I can as I step over. Now, if I hang out here, he has an inside heel hook on this foot. Reach up and grab my left foot read, grab that heel, pull up. Okay? He has it, so I don't want to be sloppy about this. Once this leg comes over, I hide it. Now heel hook me. Okay? Plus, I have this leg push again. This sucks for him. Because it's hard for him to turn into it. Turn, right? Because he's fighting his knee against my leg. And if he tries to roll away, it's very tough. It's very controlling. Okay? I want you guys, like I said, you can know all the entries in the world, but if you don't know the mechanics of the finish and the finish positions, you're not going to finish. So I know we're spending a lot of time on these grips and the foot positions, but once you get this, once you understand the mechanics of the finish and the mechanics of the postures, you'll be able to make up entries and see something on video and be like, oh, I know how to get there. Okay, the entry's not the hard part. You can pick up entries all day long. We could teach 1,000,001 entries to just the basic leg lock. I'm going to focus on 5 to 10 high percentage entries once we get to that point. But this is the meat and potatoes. Okay, if you don't know how to do this, then all the entries in the world aren't going to help you. Right? So once more, I'm controlling the knee. I'm controlling this here. I bring the leg back. Look, I can do this. We haven't talked about this yet, the knee in versus foot out. But I can do this we've just been working from the legs akimbo position. I push, I pull this here, right? I lay to my side, scoop butt to butt, right? My butt doesn't touch, but I'm trying to, okay? I bring this over, stomp, hide my foot, okay? Now, keep your legs tight, let him move a little bit, try to roll reeve. Right? Very difficult. He tries to sprint out. He just can't get to that position without putting a ton of pressure on his knee and without me blocking here. Any questions on getting into the reaper? All right. What's that?
That's it, sorry.
Thank you. Let's do it. It's not uncommon when we do this type of thing, when we start bringing this leg over, okay? starts feeling pressure, that he'll go belly down. All right, now there's a couple different ways that we can get into this belly down situation, but since we're already working on this, maybe I was too late, I didn't get the push, I didn't get my foot in position, but he decides to go belly down. All right, so when he goes belly down, I control the knee, okay, and I stay right here. So this belly down position, I want to keep that foot trapped. If I control the knee, I'm generally in a good position. I keep this leg up to keep this trapped. He can't get that leg out. He's trying to extend it. He's pushing against his own foot. And he's actually making space for me to get in here. Okay, I can finish my basic. Foot in the hip. Reverse. I'm sorry, hand in the hip. Reverse. Everything else stays the same here on this upside down version. Okay? If I'm sloppy, what's that?
Scorpion down.
No, this is just a scorpion. Trust me, we'll get into this. Okay. All right? We'll get into this. What he's talking about, all right, is an entry that we'll cover, okay? We're here, right? And I step over. Right? And I got to be nice to Kelly. And I sit down. All right? And we'll cover that from the standing. Now, if I come here, all right, I step in, see, boom, right? I bring this leg over. Now, the sharpshooter, yes, okay? Which I call the scorpion death lock. All right, so there's a scorpion lock and then the scorpion death lock. All right, so we'll probably cover that next week or the week after. All right? So,
Are they legal?
yeah, advanced no-gi. Advanced no-gi, it's on. It's on like Donkey Kong. Right, so I start, but let's just hit this from here right now because it's nice and slow. I try to step, he goes belly down. Look, control the knee. Now look, this foot on the ground, I keep this knee up, right? See where I've got his leg trapped. If I put this knee down, I lose the leg. Alright, so we're going to be here, okay? If he sits back for a leg attack here, okay, then what I need to do, if he sits backwards, that's not really great for him, okay? But if I can't get to my side because I've got to protect my foot, right, I can do a double leg here, okay? So I've got both legs, all right? Now I can do my single, sitting back, okay? I'm not probably going to get it on here. Generally, I get it on this one. But what I've got to do is, if I'm here, then he can do other stuff with his leg. If I get this here, we can roll around. Now, if he's trying to stand back up or do anything, it's really tough. He can even clear this foot. Clear the foot, boom, stand up, do stuff. Okay? So if I've got to be flat on my back for some reason, grab this other leg. Okay? If I'm up and he grabs my feet and he sweeps me here, sweeps, oh, I'm going straight back. Grab both feet. Okay? Grab both feet. Play your game. Okay? Now, one of the nice things about this double foot position, if I'm knee in between, there's a lot of different ways we can get here. Okay? If we're knee in between and I'm trying to attack this leg and it's not working, this is a good place to learn how to switch. Okay? I use my hook, right? I scooch back, I switch my knees, and I attack on this side. Okay? Right now, my left shoulder is garbage. Got something really bad going on inside. So I wouldn't try to finish Kelly over here. So if we fell, or he swept me and I got to here, there's no way I'm going to be able to attack this leg. Alright? So look, I push with my feet, scoop my butt out. See how that brings my knees down out of the way? I still have his feet. It's going to be hard for me to get out of there. Right? Pull. Okay? I switch. Now I can attack with my strong arm. Okay? So it's fine either way. Look, regular, diagonal, knee in between. It's all good. All right? If I'm here, he can stand up and puts his foot push down my knee, and now I'm in big trouble. Okay, back down. So if I get here, and I see him start trying to put that foot down, I grab this foot. Now he tries to come up. Tries to go anywhere, it's not so great. If I'm on the side I want to attack, great, attack. Okay, if I gotta switch, scoop my butt back, switch the other knee in, switch over the other side. Scoop, switch. Scoop, knees are down, switch that knee inside. Okay, so double and transition side to side. Let's go. And I want to get this to here. Okay, if we're tight and I can't make space, I can't use this foot to make space, right? When we're doing the double leg, I'm here, I'm using this to scoop my hips out and scoop back in, right? If I'm here, I can't do that. So one of the ways that I can use my other hook, I can use my outside hook, all right? I put my outside hook in here, okay? So I'm still controlling this. I can be over, I can be under, right? But if he's trying to stay tight to me here, and he's trying to, you know, keep this leg tight and all that kind of stuff, look, I put this hook in, now I can be attacking. Now he's not so worried about it. Now I can bring this in here and pick this up. Okay? Outside hook. I need a little extra space. Alright? Whether I'm here, anytime. This is just an extra thing. But it works in here really nice. If I'm basic leg position and I want to get this leg out, outside hook comes in. Right? This helps me make space. And then I can come back in. I can keep it or let it go. This is a really strong position. Okay? Because if he's trying to, you know, I got to worry about him coming up. Once I get that up, now he's not coming up. This puts me far down his leg. I have to be confident. People get scared. People get on this leg and like, I don't know where to go. I don't know. Right? So what do I got to do? I got to be confident coming down to here. You can practice. Right? If I'm controlling the knee, I should be able to get this right to the right position. You may practice a couple times and be all, oops, right? But you want it to catch right there. Start slow. Okay? Go until he doesn't have any hair left on the back of his calves. So, let's say we're here, okay? I like this a lot better from the diagonal when I have the diagonal, because what will happen, one of the things that you can do, look, we've talked about having this foot in between, we've talked about having this foot across. This foot's really good for pushing the guy back, putting it in the arm, right? We do this all the time with the gi. We grab the gi and put our foot here and give them all sorts of trouble from the 50-50 and stuff like that. This is such a great thing, just, you know, when putting both feet in the chest and doing stuff, this is a great foot position. All right, so we've dealt with this, we've dealt with this. We can put foot in the biceps, foot in the chest. I like, man, both feet right in the chest. Him trying to sit up, trying to do anything. It's hard for him to come up and grab anything. All right, yeah, he's got to try to clear my feet across. And when he clears my feet across, boom, then we're right where we want to be. Now, yes.
Is that kind of a topper or something?
No, it's kind of a, people don't do it because it's reaping the knee.
Oh,
Because this leg's coming over the center line. But in a no-gi match or an MMA match, right, it's good to go. Now, just like I like to do this while I'm here, he'll do the same thing to try to break this free. He'll bring his foot up, especially from this diagonal position, and start pushing on me. Okay? When he does this, I'm going to let him put this foot here, push it across. Okay? Now, everything we are doing, okay, it's just, look, even just this pressure here, I've got the tap. Okay, once I get him locked up, it's bad news for him. I'm showing this figure 4 because this is my favorite figure 4 from here. It comes up the most. There's certainly, I can figure 4 on his leg. I can figure 4 on his knee. When we're doing the Reaper, right? I can come and figure 4. You can figure 4 this and hide this foot, and now I'll figure 4 here. There's all sorts of figure 4 configurations here. If you're thinner, faster, more flexible, then I encourage you to, but every time you start figure foreign, there's always the chance for you getting tangled up in something bad too. So you definitely got to know where you're figure foreign. This one, like I said, is my favorite. We're here, maybe I was pushing on him, he decides to push on me, right? Great. I push this leg across. He's not super strong here. Extend your leg, okay? My arm can do this here because he's not in a strong range of motion, and I am, okay? I'm sure I can bench press more than he can kick, okay? So as soon as I push this here, this leg comes over. No, you're good. Okay, so we've got pressure on this foot here, we've got pressure on the knee. I like to hide this here, and it's going to be on quick. Anything that I've already got here is going to be magnified. All right, so this is my outside leg swing trap. He brings this outside leg up, I swing it over and trap it. Okay, now he's just in a bad position. It's very difficult to get your foot out, very difficult. And if you'll notice, we cover this in our 50-50 stuff, but anytime we're here, I keep my feet on the ground. If my feet are on the ground, it's hard for him to do anything to them. So if you'll notice when I bring that, when we go back to where we were just at, okay, when I bring this leg over, right, I put my feet to the ground. So it's tough for him to do anything. And I can finish up what's going on here. And he's got to try to fight his way up over the knee. Check. When he's putting his feet up on you, trying to kick you in the face, put this over, lock it up. Good to go? Yes, sir.
Professor, is that just, or is the finish the same? Is that just to stop him from, pushing off on you and all that sort of stuff?
It's a leg position, so you can finish it from there. It can be a knee lock because his leg is pushing on his knee this way. It can be just a pressure on the, it can be basically a toe hold. If I've already got this locked up, it can be a single, it can be a karate grip, it can be a reverse, that's why I'm saying, like, learn the grips, because if one's not working, almost in any of these positions, you can transition to another grip and get it to work. Does that make sense? Same thing with the foot positions. Like all these foot positions are interchangeable and the grips are interchangeable. There's going to be specific, there's going to be, hey, if you do this, it's going to lend itself to the heel hook. Hey, if you do this, it's going to lend itself to the straight leg lock. Or the inside heel hook or the outside heel hook or whatever. But these positions you're going to see again and again, whether it's straight ankle locks, heel hooks, knee bars, any of the leg locks. That's why I'm saying this stuff is so critical. Cool? Does that answer your question?
Coach, can I just say one more time?
Sure. So we're here, right? I can be pushing him back with my feet. I love this in a no-gi situation, right? He comes up to push me across with his feet. Fine. I push this across, let those go where he wants, right? Step over, put my feet to the ground. Look, I got a knee bar right here on him. Okay? If he starts fighting, if I start pushing, he starts fighting, and I get it here, now I don't have the knee bar, but I got everything going on here that I was already trying to do, and it's stronger because of all this leverage. Let me preface this by saying I would never go for any of these as a primary attack because we're in the guard, we're on the top, and we're going to end up potentially giving up position for going for these. However, this is a great place to learn them, and it's nice to have these in your arsenal so that when you get swept or something bad goes on, you're right there and you're comfortable with them, okay? Somebody that gets in somebody's guard and then just drops back for stuff, you better be Dean Lister, okay? Because if the other guy is any better at this than you, then he's going to get on top, he's going to pass, he's going to cross face you, and you're going to lose that position. And he's going to be already halfway past your guard. Does that make sense? Now, again, if you get swept, if you fall, and in midair you grab that and you land in the right position, God bless. All right? Again, this is a good entry into it. Or if you know somebody like me has bad ankles, bad knees, is injured, and you're like, well, I'm not going to pass his guard, so I might as well go for a foot lock. More power to you, okay? So we're going to start from the guard. Got a couple different quick entries from the guard. All right, and a lot of it depends on which leg position we prefer. Okay, So on this first one, I'm going to, go just open guard, okay? I'm going to step up here, all right? And I'm going to windshield wiper this back leg over, okay? Windshield wiper over. Now, I'm going to come to my side here. I'm going to push this down just far enough so that my knee can come up. See where we're at? I've got pressure on this leg here. I'm controlling the knee. I'm in a good position, all right? My knee's up. If I need to get this unentangled, what's one way to do that? So make that outside hook, make some space, bring this through if I want to. Generally, if I fall to my side and I'm controlling both legs, it's hard for him to sit up over this. Okay? It's hard for him to sit up over this. So generally, I get in position first, control the knee, right? Look, just like we did when we were sitting. I use my feet, I scoop my butt back. That gives me exactly where I want to be. Now I scoop my hips right back in, and I'm right on this. I'm on my side, I'm pinching with my knees, I'm making lots of pressure here. It's hard for him to just come up and over, right? If I'm here, it's easy. He sits up, he puts his foot on the ground, pushes on the knee, sits right up over, right? But since I enter on the side, now do that. Okay, and in the meantime, I'm finishing this leg lock. Getting in position, getting this down where I need it. Check. So, from the kneeling, if I start off like this, now what? He knows, man. Right? It's too easy, and there's counters there. We'll go over them. Okay? But if I'm playing my game here, and I come up here, this comes across, look, I've got all this pressure here. He may think I'm trying to pass. I go to my side, knee comes up. See where I'm at? Now for him to come up is tough, right? I'm blocking the hip. I've got this knee in position. I control the heel if he's trying to pull the foot back. Right? See this grip on the back of the heel? Once I have my space, I've got to keep this control. Right? I don't even have the grip yet. I'm trying to keep him on the side, keep the leg that I'm attacking on the top. Right? Scoot out a little bit. Get my grip. He feels like, oh, I'm going to get out. Nope. Right back in. He starts trying to pull his leg back. I grab it. Right? Control. He's going to be trying to grab this hand. Okay? On my side, I can go way back further. Okay? I call this a windshield wiper entrance because foot comes up, foot windshield wipers, I push down on the knee. As I go to my side, this knee comes in. Control the knee, juggle around, make some space to get the wrist in, pull him back in tight. Good to go? Let's do it. You can do the same type of stuff, right? You control the knee, knee comes inside, I fall to my side. Okay? That's perfectly fine. We can do the same entry, right? Because I'm here. He's not too worried about it. If he knows what he's doing, he's here. Alright? If he gets lazy, right? I control this knee. I lay right on that leg. See where I'm at? Boom. Same thing. So now get out. Okay, now I'm blocking this leg here. Okay? If he turns, we go to other things. Okay? But for right now, we're here. Control the knee. Okay? Now, the other thing I can do, alright? Okay? The other thing I can do is go into the reaper here. Okay, same thing, I control the top of the leg, right? But now, again with the reaper, what are we trying to do with our butt? Butt to butt. So I'm going to go to my side, butt to butt, and the leg comes over. See where I'm at here? I'm blocking, you try to heel hook. I'm blocking with my shin, right? So I've got this foot on his butt, my shin's blocking my heel, and I'm here in this reaper position. Okay, super effective for the heel hooks. but I can still do straight ankle locks off of here. I'm just trying to give you guys a couple different ideas of different types of entries into the different positions. We got the basic position, now we're getting into the reaper position, okay? But the key is, again, I want to kind of change the angle, right? And then when I go, this foot stays between, right? Comes right up on his butt, but I'm kind of sitting butt to butt as this leg comes over, okay? Hide it, foot comes up, whatever I'm doing. Okay, I go to my side, but I'm trying to scoop my butt to his butt. And I might end up here as well, with this leg here. Okay, we'll do it the other way so you guys can see both sides. I would encourage you to be really cool with your training partners on this one. Throwing the leg over on this one is probably the reason that reaping the knee got in an IBJJF, because it's a lot all of a sudden. So you got to kind of be nice about it, right? We're here, right? I'm going to change my angle a little bit, okay? I've got his knee pointing the way that I want it, all right? Here, to my side, butt to butt, leg comes over. See where I'm at? Again, I use these to scoop, get my grip, and then I come back in, and this is super tight. Okay, that's just one-handed. Good? Let's do it. He may be full guard, whatever, but if I get to something like this, and he gets the sweep, okay, if he does ankle pull, right, double ankle pull here is very strong, right, look. Right away, what am I doing? Grabbing both legs. Okay, we talked about this. If I get swept and I'm straight back, I gotta have both legs, because if I don't have both legs and he sweeps me and we're here, he's coming up. Okay, he's coming up. Now come back. Right? We're here. Okay, he sweeps me, right? Oh, you gotta have the other. Yeah. So he sweeps me, right? But I grab this angle, come up. Okay, we talked about this already. But this is where, because he swept me straight back on my back. I'm not going to let go of this until I get into a better position and I turn him on his side. Okay, now I'm on top of his leg. Now I can let go of it. Check. So when we're attacking the leg, where do we want it? On the top, right? So we're here. I want this leg on the top so I can get my grip in there and I can go all the way back. All right, so what happens when he's stronger than me, all right, and I'm trying to stay on top, but he turns and puts his foot on the bottom. Yes. He turns, he's super strong, he puts his foot on the bottom because what's he going to be trying to do? He's going to be trying to clear this, right? So look, I keep this here. This isn't going to last forever. If you're flexible, you can put your toes on the ground, keep your hips up, keep your heel up, right? The other thing I can do is here. He's going to fight that grip, right? But this gives me a little bit of time. Now, everybody's all worried about this. This is one of Paul's favorites, right? I'm going to take my elbow, I'm going to put it on his toes. My forearm's along his foot. Okay? I tuck it back here. And it's kind of a little bit of a toe hold, but you pretend that you're trying to ankle lock it. Alright? So I pretend that I'm kind of trying to ankle lock it. Okay? But I get my elbow on top of the toes and my arm along here. Right? So it looks like I'm trying to ankle lock it, and then I go hips in. And I get that. So he's worried about this, he's dealing with that. This is only one-handed here. Okay? Because it's going to be really hard for me to fight and get this grip in here without making enough space for him to get the foot out. So if we go to this side and this leg's not on top, this is an option for me. Okay? Boom. Elbow on the toes, arm along here. You know, he's trying to clear this to get over that. It's a basic escape, right? But I get here, right? Stop me. Get my grips. Okay, I can hold this and still put my hips in at the same time. And then if he does break the grips, now my hips are really going to go in on it. Okie doke. So we already talked about the sweep. Okay. Yeah. So we already talked about the sweep. We're here. Okay. He double ankle pulls. I keep a knee inside. I grab both legs because he's putting me straight back. If I feel myself going straight back, look for both legs. Try to get to where I'm controlling and the leg I'm attacking is on top. We've covered how to finish that. If I can't get there, boom, he turns this way. My elbow goes back to the toes, right? I grab my shin so he can't come over that. If he's not trying to clear that foot, don't worry about it. Just go to town. Okay? But if he's trying to clear this foot, grab, give him some trouble, get in position, hips up. Good to go? Let's give it a try. We're just going to start with my feet in the hips for, for easy sake, and a lot of times we're here, and they shouldn't be hanging out here. If they're hanging out here, we're asking to get leg lock. So I'm here, my first entry here, I'm going to grab the heel. The side that I grab the heel, I'm going to kick through, boom, okay, and I'm going to pull this into my pocket. It's like I'm trying to put his ankle in my pocket. Okay, boom, here. Okay, so my foot's on the heel, I'm right here. His foot's on the ground, I can't hang out here. Okay, if his foot's on the ground, he's pretty safe. Okay, because I can't really do much to his ankle. So I'm going to go inside here, I'm going to take my forearm across, and I'm going to go hip in. Take him over. Now look, I'm sitting up. Right? And I'm leaving my grip. So now I can finish. If I'm already laid down, I can't get it. Okay? If I can turn him over, I turn him over. And I finish and do my thing here. Okay? If we're doing this with a gi, and I have the sleeves, or some sort of grip, or we're doing no gi, generally I'm not going to be able to control somebody here. I can control here. Right? So I can push, and as he walks back in, I let him walk back in. Okay? So we've got two different versions of this. The first version, I don't have any upper grips. I got to get on this, right? I grab the ankle, I kick through, put his heel in my pocket and my heel up on his, right? So I'm scooting down to this. He doesn't really even have to move that much. Okay? Don't hang out here, okay? I use this hand to get here. Now, this leg, everything's happening on this side. He's going to start trying to push this knee and all that kind of stuff. I come to here, right? Hook here, this comes across. I'm hips in to take him over. Sit up, keep this control so that you can get the grip. Do I sound like Bill Cosby for a second? Get your control so you can get your grip. I just watched his, anybody watch his last one? Yeah, it's funny, man. It's hilarious. All right, so if I can turn him over, I turn him over. I may be able to finish it. Like I said, I sat up and I controlled this, and I got my grip. If I'm already laying on it, it's really hard to come up and get that. But I sat up, boom, and I'm here. Come over to the top, or he starts trying to peel, we go back to where we were at. Okay, we go back to either finishing single-handed, I can finish one-handed, or we go back to the boat slide.
One more time.
One more time. The difference, there's two variations here. No gi, I'm generally going to be 2-on-1. Gi, I might be spider type thing, right? I push, as he pushes back in, I drop this out, I'm right here. Works really, really well. Okay, same thing with single. 2-on-1, I go 2-on-1, he's trying to do stuff, I go 2-on-1, I'm here, I push in, he pushes back in, boom, I'm right here. Okay, but right away I can't hang out here. Look, my hips are up. I'm going to make my hook, reach across, bump him over. I'm up, I'm holding on to this. Get your grip. Okay? I can grab this if he's trying to sit up, go back to the same game that we've been playing, roll over to the other side. Finish it off. Switch out. Play any of the games that we've been working. See how it's all connected? And then the other one, I either have the gi, the 2-on-1, no gi, or I grab this foot, kick through, right? I'm like, kick to move myself. He doesn't really have to move them. Right away. Boom. Control. Hit your wrist. Good to go? So that enters into our Anaconda guard, which we have a unit on. You should be able to do this escape no problem. Increase. I'm going to use, what's that? No, my shoulder. Like
Anybody helping? No?
I can do it fast, but I'm not going to do it slow and hold you up, man. There's no way. So, look, guys. I want you to see that this stuff connects to. You don't have to be in a dominant position to start with. You can be in transition and hit a lot of this stuff. So you can be starting from a really bad position now. Okay, this ties into the rest of our curriculum with the earthquake escape, right? Boom. Hands in the hips. If you have a good earthquake escape, this is going to work well for you. If you don't, you better spend some time on the earthquake escape, right? So my hands are in the hips. Look, I go hips up. My hips get everything moving. Now my arms don't have to do all the work. My arms just lock out, okay? From here, I bring, if I'm doing an earthquake, I can try to bring both knees in and get to my butterfly guard, right? Which is legit, and you can get that sometimes. But if he knows what he's doing, he's defending, he's gonna make it harder on you, and you'll only get one knee in. So I'm here, right? I don't want, if I do this, it gives it away, right? So I bump and pick it up, right? Now I get one knee in. Now look, I push him across, and I'm here, okay? If he tries to go away, look, where are we? Leg push, right? Leg push, and if he goes past that, then yeah, we'll come up here to the scorpion, right? If I don't keep this leg up, I gotta keep this lock on, okay? As long as I'm keeping a hold of it. Generally, it's easier if this leg's up, but sometimes in the scramble you miss it, right? If this leg's up, then I don't have to have but if I'm here, I absolutely have to have this tight. Check. So we're here, all right? I'm gonna go hips up and catch him midair. Hips up, catch him midair. I get one knee in, one knee's out. Okay, I use my legs and my hands to push him over here. See where we're at? If he tries to stand up, right back to where we were. If he tries to go the other way, then I have the leg push, right? I have the scorpion, and I've got other things that I can do. We'll have other attacks. Now, likewise, if I'm in the fat boy, right, I'm here. Generally with the fat boy, we're always trying to, you don't want him to get your back, but you don't want to be flat, okay? With this escape, we're actually gonna turn into him. It's the same move basically, except I'm shrimping into him, keeping my arms aside, blocking. Look, see where I'm at? Generally, people don't turn into the fat boy like that, but if I'm blocking his hips and making space, I'm in a good position. Okay, once again, so mount is just hips up, catch him in midair, one knee in, one knee out, push him over. Okay, fat boy, right, this leg's up, this knee's up, he's trying to put pressure on me, like come up, knee behind my head, he's trying to do a good fat boy here, right? My elbow's blocking his hip. Okay, I turn into him hard, shrimp hard into him. Look, that brings the knee in, and that leg's already up. That gives me the space to move. And then we're all on the same game. It's all connected. Good go. So, earthquake and fat boy to the straight ankle line.